Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach, and today I'm going to be unboxing the 1920 Plus Expeditions Ironclad Edition, which, if you've not heard of this game before, it is a sequel to Scythe. You've maybe heard of Scythe. I know it's been a very popular game for, I think, probably at least 5 years now. So I've been very excited about this one. I'm a really big fan of Scythe. I know this one plays differently, but I do like the world that Scythe is in, so I've been very excited for this one ever since it was originally announced earlier in 2023, I believe. And along with this, at the end, I'm going to be unpackaging the Rolling Realm for, as you can see here, Expedition, which, from the sounds of it, this was actually designed and put together before this was actually completed. So actually, even the realm itself isn't actually based on gameplay of what the final version was, and the name is even different. So that's interesting. And I've got some coins as well, and for this one I believe they changed the color of the fives for the metal coins. I really love the metal coins inside, so I figured I can always do with more coins, so added this as well. So we'll take a look at those at the end as well. But yeah, getting into this one. This is like I said, the Ironclad edition. So this one comes with metal mechs. You can get a version without them, but just note that if you're looking at this, the mechs, I think the only difference is the mechs are plastic, and then something with the bases I believe is different as well, but other than that, I think everything else is the same between the two editions. So, oh boy, it looks like we've got a captain's journal right off the bat. So, and it looks like, I think Scythe has this as well, where you can, it looks like kind of the first winners or first people to do things in games. You can kind of keep track of that. It's always a fun little thing in games. We got a sequel to Scythe. So yeah, I believe this is the rule book. Let's see here. How many pages? 15 pages. And yeah, usually Stonemeier's rule books are pretty good, so I'm expecting this will be easy to do, and I think pretty much all their games have a Watch It Played by Rodney Smith, that channel. So I'm guessing I'll probably take a look at that to get an idea of what the rules are and stuff. Those are usually pretty good explanations. And then we've got the Automa rules, which is for solo play. It looks like that's 7 pages, and I'm not sure. It probably says in here whether or not you have to look at the original rules and make changes, or if you just have to look at those. But I typically don't play mini games solo, so I don't know if I'll be checking that out at least anytime soon. I think I'm hoping to play it with the multiplayer version. So yeah, then we get into these. So we got some boards here. Struggling. Just held together by a little paper strip, so I'm definitely struggling. But then yeah, we've got some of that great artwork from Scythe. I like the style of art and graphic design on this. Looks really good, really solid, which is something I always expect now from Stonemaier Games. They're pretty good at doing that. You've got, looks like here's the coins if you just keep the cardboard coins, which are totally fine as well. Otherwise, you've got the tiles in this game, which are pretty big. I mean, they're larger than my hand. I don't have the largest hand, but I also don't have the smallest hand, so I mean, these are pretty large tiles. That's going to take up a lot of room on the table. And you've got some backs to them, and then you got some nice artwork on there. That's what really brings this game out to me, is that setting that they're in. I do really like that 1920 plus alternate history universe. So we got some nice artwork. For some reason these feel a little thinner than I would have expected, but I think they should still do the job. And yeah, I like all the artwork, and I feel like they're, I'm guessing once you learn the game, once I learn the game, these symbols will probably all make sense. They're usually pretty good at having some clean symbology in their games. And then it looks like we've got a lid on this. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. It doesn't come off too easily. Maybe it's user error. Get the sides lifted up. Struggle bus for me. Yeah, so then once you get that, I think this was a late addition. I think these are little things you can put on these player mats, because throughout the game you'll be putting some cards underneath them, and they'd usually just lie flat on your table. So these are, I think, used to, you can stick around with, so then it lifts it off the table just slightly, just enough to slide cards under there a little more easily. So that's a cool kind of last second addition they added in there. I'm not sure how much time that ended up, taking to do that, but it is nice that I think I'd got some feedback from people that had looked at it, or some fans that had thought about how easily it was going to be to slide cards under here, so that was good. Yeah, we got some, I think these are the player boards, and just got some nice, awesome artwork here. And in this game you'll be piloting kind of a really large mech and moving it around kind of the play area. So I think this is kind of it's showing your mech there. And we've got some cards, which, yeah, it looks like this insert seems pretty, hopefully it'll be pretty solid and sort everything pretty well. Looks like it might have a little bit of extra room in it, potentially, for future stuff. If that, Stonemaier Games usually tends to have expansions for games, especially if they do well, so assuming this one does well, I'm guessing there will be some more expansion content coming for us eventually. But yeah, there's something about this artwork that I just really like. I think, from what I've seen, and you can kind of see it there too, I believe compared to Scythe, this is kind of bringing sort of more of a almost Cthulhu tentacle type piece to the artwork. So it's a little bit different, but I think it works for this, especially since in this one there's kind of, I believe it's like meteor showers coming down, so I do like kind of the thought of like these bright meteors and stuff, and I don't know if that's where these tentacled monsters and stuff are coming from, but yeah, I like the artwork in this one, and I think it does actually mix pretty well with the world and the artwork that he's doing. It doesn't feel like it doesn't belong, so did a really great job keeping that seeming like it makes sense with the world, and it doesn't just stick out like a sore thumb or something. And we've got some more cards here. Oh boy, I always struggle to get these packs off, but these even have the easy open things. I'm struggling. So then we've got these cards. Scythe. That's kind of a nod to the original game, obviously. But yeah, I definitely like the look of this. Feels like it's got a little bit more of the kind of bright neon-y colors included in here, which, yeah, like I said, I think it mixes really well with the artwork and still feels like it fits in that same world, which is really cool, because if you just told me that on paper, I don't know if I'd believe that it would feel like it fits. So I'm glad that it does feel like that. But yeah, so got a lot of cards here. So should be some variability in the gameplay, I'm assuming. You won't use all of those each game, but got a baggie here. I don't remember what the baggies are used for, or this baggie is used for in this game. Looks like a pretty solid bag. So a lot more solid than the original Tapestry bag, I think, in the first Tapestry expansion that they'd put out. That one was a little thin, so I do like that bag. It feels like it has a little bit more thickness to it. And we've got these, must be like a silicone type bases. I think this is what comes with the metal ones. I think for the plastic ones, I think it's plastic bases. I think I'd seen some comments about people having trouble about them not necessarily fitting the Mechs. So I'll have to check that out and see if that seems like the case. But got some baggies of other stuff here. I think we're going to get into our wooden components. So we got little meeples here. Some unique shapes. They're kind of a little small for the typical meeples. I think they're smaller than the ones in size for sure. I think these are more eco-friendly type bags. They have a weird feeling to them. I don't know what type of feeling I call it, but yeah, got different shapes here. I think that was one of the things they did with these. They have these meeples in different colors, but also different shapes to be as colorblind friendly as possible. That's always nice. I don't personally struggle with that, so I have no idea if these color choices are colorblind friendly or not, but got another type of meeple there. We got purple, yellow, red. Then we get, it's like I can't get my fingers to stick to this stuff. I don't know what exactly it is, but it has a weird feeling to it. And then you got green ones. They're all individually packaged. Oh boy, what do we got here? We got some blue workers as well, and then some 5 different cubes, which I believe probably correspond with the different player colors. And you got stars that correspond with that. That's something I've seen in a lot of Stonemaier games, specifically Scythe specifically, along with it's a good number of their other games. I'd be wrong if I had to guess which ones, or if I had to remember which ones they were all in. I think Euphoria might have had them. I think Tapestry has a star as a resource. Marker. I think a lot more Viticulture, I think, used them. So yeah, you got a lot of their games that have the stars. What do we got here? Oops. Just drop that on the ground, and of course it's a different thing than the rest of them. So I think these are markers for kind of the 2 resources you're gaining throughout the game. So I'm guessing that's one for each player. And then you've got this 20 marker, which I think goes on a comes on a specific tile. And I believe these are actually what go in that bag. So you got these green ones with values on them, and then you've also got orange ones. And you're kind of trying to defeat this kind of corruption type feeling thing in the areas as you flip them over, which kind of reminds me a little bit of Explorers of the Explorers of the North Sea, where some of them you put out a little marker and it's got a value on it. Yeah, that's kind of what it makes me think of a little bit. But yeah, all these components are pretty solid. But let's get to the metal mechs. So yeah, these have some weight to them. Sounds like all the pieces on here, a lot of the individual pieces are glued on here. So I think I've seen a couple people had some of the pieces kind of come off, and I think there's you just preferably try to glue them back on if you can. So hopefully it won't have any pieces break off, but yeah, that's a very solid looking mech. And it feels solid as well. Let's see here. Can't tell. Yeah, it's almost like kind of on this front one where kind of those are meeting the edge. It's having trouble going over the top of that. But yeah, it comes off kind of easily. I'll have to see. I'm guessing it's going to take maybe some practice to get them on there the right way, but take a look at the rest of these. That one looks pretty cool. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It looks almost like a Viking type ship with mech legs on it. That one also looks cool. Looks like it's ready to do battle with another mech. Yeah, these all have some heft to them, and I do like that they're all different. Yeah, it's almost making me want to go and buy the metal mechs for Scythe, but that might be a bit too spendy to go and get several sets of those. But yeah, these all look really cool. Yeah, it's got me really excited. I was already really excited to play the game, but that's got me even more excited. So yeah, I'm just hoping that the bases will at least hang on there enough. I don't need it to be absolutely perfect, but I'm just hopeful that they'll stay on there. But then, so I think that's everything that you're going to get if you get the Ironclad edition. But then, in addition, I got these coins. We can open those up quick. Take a look. I think if you have Scythe coins, they're going to pretty much be the same outside of these 5s here. 5 coins, I believe, are the different ones. So, because I think they were really close to another coin color before, or a lot closer. So, I don't know if that's easy enough to tell what color those are. If you're debating getting, I think you can get just the 5 coins as well. So, but yeah, they look like a kind of a little darker of a red. But yeah, if you haven't seen the other ones, yeah, kind of a grayer 10 coin, which also looks pretty nice. And the 3 is a little more kind of a bronzy coppery look, so you can kind of see what those look like comparatively. A lot darker. And you got some 20 coins, which are more of a goldish color, and then you got some ones that are nice blue with a slot in the middle. So yeah, these coins are really solid. I would highly recommend them if you're questioning whether or not to get the coins, whether for Scythe or for Expeditions. I guess for Expeditions, I'm not sure. I know in Scythe you use the coins enough that I thought it was worth it to get them. I guess for Expeditions, I am still not sure exactly how much they get used, but if they are used quite a bit, I would say, yeah, I would recommend getting them. But and we'll look last but not least at the Expedition Rolling Realm. And I think this was when originally it was kind of going to be, the board was going to be set up in a circle and you're just kind of making laps around it, so the game has changed from that a bit. But in this one you use a die to move clockwise that number of hexes to an unfilled hex, fill the previous hex, outline the current hex, and gain the current hex's benefit. Score 1 star per indicated hex. So, yeah, that should be a fun one to do. Definitely gives a Rondelli feel. I'm not sure if any of their other promos or other Rolling Realms, I don't know if there's any other Rondel feeling ones, so this might be the first one. But other than that, it looks like you can lift that up too and have a little bit of extra space in there for some other cards. I'm not sure how this all goes back in the box with once you punch that stuff out. But yeah, it looks like it should be a solid fit there, and that is everything inside that edition. Now, yeah. If you want to see, I'm guessing alongside this we'll put up either a first impression video, or if we get enough plays of it quickly enough, I'm guessing we'll do some sort of review on it as well. But otherwise, I hope to see you on those videos, and as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.